So the first competency which our students should have is celebrating the cultural diversity.
So schools abroad often place a lot of emphasis on emotional well-being and mental health of students. So how is IB curriculum at Choithram helping us attain a similar balance?
Online classroom would have been very successful. But we have seen during the COVID time, so the missing link was the connect with the teachers. You cannot survive without technology. This we need to understand. Our whole campus is a firewalled and a Wi-Fi enabled campus because students, they sit at different places and work on their laptops and tablets and all. At Choithram International, we feel that let's not restrict them using technology. Rather you should train them to use it for learning anything. Provide students the wings and let them learn the way they want to learn. So don't restrict them into the classroom activities. In life, you need to have a balance between the logic and your creativity. There are certain things which are logically correct but ethically not correct.
Yes.
Or the other way around, the ethically correct but logically
cannot
happen. So we train our students to make a balance between the two.
Good afternoon. What makes a school more than just a place to study? Is it the curriculum, the culture, or the vision of its senior leadership? Joining us today is Mr. Rajesh Avasthi. He's the Director of Education at the Choithram Group. With his extensive experience and forward-thinking approach, he has been instrumental in revolutionizing education, emphasizing student-centric learning and overall development. So welcome to the podcast, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be on the podcast.
Sir, let's begin with, how is a personalized learning opportunities and support systems does Choithram offer to cater to diverse needs, interests and abilities of its students?
Well, the word personalized itself means that you are providing something which is needed by an individual. So that needs are diversified. So if I talk about Choithram International in particular, so there is a complete system of identifying these needs. Now, these needs includes the academic needs. This need includes the emotional needs. And the holistic approach which the Choithram International follows helps us. I'll give you one example in this, that one of the way of identifying the needs is going through the student evaluation, how the students are evaluated. Unlike the other examination systems in the board, our system is not based on the examinations.
Okay.
It is based on a very comprehensive way of declaring first that what are the profiles which we are looking for the students to be developed. Second thing is that opportunity being provided to students. One of the opportunity on which we work is giving them the experience through which they can construct knowledge on their own. So it is providing an experience where the students, the way they want to learn, they learn. They are free to do that because it's a very open system which we follow, even the classroom system which we follow. So we have the student profiling being done in the school, and it is for all the classes, for all the schools, right from the early years. That is at the age of 3, we start this profiling.
Lovely.
It has got different parameters of the profiling. These needs are not identified only on the basis of academics, I said. So academics, where we talk about the subject knowledge and the information and all. Yes. But the holistic approach where we talk about, say, building confidence, compassion, how to celebrate the diversity, because we are into an international education.
Totally.
So the first competency which our students should have is celebrating the cultural diversity, which is the part of our vision statement also. Okay. So it is creating the learning experiences that foster intellectual curiosity and going for the resilience, the confidence, the compassion, making them a balanced individual.
So one size fits all is not the philosophy here.
Oh, yes, of course. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. We have and the word personalization goes beyond the word customization.
Of course.
You know, so when we say personalization, that means that we cater to the need of each and every individual who is part of Choithram International student fraternity.
Okay. And their aptitudes also play a role in this. If
Of course, yes.
whatever that they're inclined
Yes,
to.
whatever they are inclined to.
Whatever they like.
Yes, whatever they like. So I'll give you one very good example is that in one of the sessions, we simply ask the students that, how they would like to learn measurement, sorry. Now, there are ways of teaching measurement in the classroom. But some students said that they want to learn it out there in the field, especially the boys. Some says that my mother is running a boutique, so I want to learn measurement through boutique. So teaching measurement is not a very big deal. We can teach in the classroom with the help of board. But if we say that using the knowledge of the measurement in the real life, that is the conceptual and the skill part which we focus. So it is very personalized for each and every student.
Okay, that's very interesting to know. Sir, as an educator, what do you believe is the most important quality a student should develop in their school years? And how IB curriculum helps in that?
Yeah. So basically, the student should have three type of competencies. Okay. So competency number one is the knowledge competency. And this I'm talking about the philosophy being adopted by Choithram International. Okay. So we go for the knowledge competencies where we talk about the information and acquiring as much knowledge as you can. The second is the interpersonal competency. So when we say interpersonal competencies like, work ethics. So when our students, they make the projects or they write the extended essays and all, it has to be original.
Yes.
So it is checked with the plagiarism software and all. So this develops work ethics in them. The third is the interpersonal competencies, how to deal with others, working in teams. So Choithram International has a very well-defined program for all these things.
Okay.
Say, for example, we conducted a couple of months back one national level football tournament.
Okay.
And 700 IB students from the country, they participated. 36 schools.
Must have been a spectacular sight.
Oh yeah, it was. It was a 5-day football fiesta. We can say that everybody enjoyed that. But you know what is the best part of it? The best part of it is that organizing committee was comprised of only the students.
Oh wow, that's.
So the job of a teacher was behind the curtain. No teacher was in front. So designing the brochure, it was the students who did. Identifying the schools to be invited, students' team was there. For every school, there was one dedicated volunteer. So that student was contacting the coach and the principal of a particular school, their flight details, their stay details, and then the following up and all. So if you see this, it is all developing, how to work ethically, how to work in teams. And it was a grand success.
Talk about learning on the job.
Yeah, it's learning on the job. This is what IB looks for.
Also teamwork.
Also teamwork.
And all the great things that people look for CEOs.
Yeah.
This is everything they learn that you're looking for in a CEO of the today's world.
So I we strongly believe, and we quite often talk that where we are leading to. So we are leading to creating CEOs.
You actually, sir, because this is a brilliant example of everything that also spontaneity, also you
problem
coming up on your
solving.
own.
They know.
Yes.
I'll give you one more example. So there was some problem regarding the match timings, and the volunteer of that particular school who was allotted that. That volunteer was very firm that, my team has to go this time. You cannot have match according to you. You have to do it according to the time. And then she was able to get it done. So this is where, we say that, we are developing tomorrow's CEOs.
Leaders. Brilliant.
Tomorrow's leaders.
So, when we talk about international education, we are at par with all international schools. So, schools abroad often place a lot of emphasis on emotional well being and mental health of students. So, how is IB curriculum at Choithram helping us attain a similar balance?
So, if I talk about IB plays a very important role in designing the do's and don'ts in terms of the emotional well-being and inclusivity of the students. They have a very clear-cut guidelines in that.
Okay.
So, of course, that is there. But at Choithram International, the life exists beyond that. So we have our own policy of socio-emotional issues. So there is a module which was developed by our own counselors based on their experiences. So all the examples are the real life examples which they have used. And it's called the Inner Arsenal.
This is lovely.
That train the students how to deal with the emotional issues.
And it's the challenge of the day. I think as a parent, every parent is constantly worried about. Now, our generation parents, we are okay with not getting good grades, but we are constantly worried about the emotional distress that children are in because of so much exposure to social media and the world being, going through changes of its own. So this is spectacular.
So, and it is practiced, in the schools. Our students, they know how to identify the distortions, how to deal with the distortions, and they quite often play the game also, this distortion, that distortion, that.
Oh, lovely.
Distortion.
And parents having a sigh of relief, sending their children to a safe place like this because...
And I very strongly believe that, learning is an emotional phenomenon. It's not a rational phenomena which is based on facts and all. Had it been the case, the use of online classroom would have been very successful. But we have seen during the COVID time, so the missing link was the connect with the teachers. So unless and until you have an emotionally balanced individual and a connect between student and teachers, learning cannot happen.
Yes.
So you have to have a very well-defined policy for emotional learning. That is must. And since we cater so many students coming from different socio-economical background, cultural background, so there you need to have more, emotionally balanced. Here again, I'll say that, it is part of the vision statement of the school.
That's so nice to know.
Make, our students balanced, emotionally balanced.
Talking about distortions, technology is the boon and bane of the day.
Yeah.
So, Choithram was the first to bring technology into its curriculum in Central India a decade ago.
Yes.
And so now that we have to raise the alpha generation, how do you see technology helping in that? And how do you see the school facilitating the technology?
So the first thing, if we talk about technology, the first technology, we always survived with technology.
Yes.
So maybe, the early years using a weapon, stone as a weapon, that was a technological innovation, and the wheel, the technological innovation. So you cannot survive without technology. This we need to understand. So when we have to survive with the technology, let's talk about this pros and cons. So as you said that in 2013, we brought the robotics first time, in the school education. And probably we are the first school which is having a label of Apple Distinguished School. That was, again, 10 years, 12 years back. So we are using the technology from that side. We take a lot of care. We have our own policy of the use of technology. So the students using the devices, we do profiling of those. So we can keep a track on, which all websites the student is visiting, teacher can keep a track on that. So we do profiling of the things. Our whole campus is a firewalled and a Wi-Fi enabled campus, because students, they sit at different places and work on their laptops and tablets and all. But then we have a firewall, so that's a safe part of our
Using the
using the
technology.
technology.
Like wearing a helmet if you are on a two-wheeler.
Oh yes, yeah.
It's just
You
like
have
precautions.
To, you have to, and the thing is that it's not limiting to the alpha generation. Now you have the beta generation
Yes.
coming in, so you need to prepare yourself to meet the demands of beta generation. So I just give the example is that 10 to 12 years back, when we were interacting with the students, a student who is coming at the age of 3 for admission, now when we interact, so we see that he's very well versed with the technology. I find it very funny that instead of asking any other thing, you simply ask the students, take your mother's mobile and put this on YouTube, and you will find that the student is
Can
well
easily
versed
do
with
it,
do these things. So you have to nurture that technological talent. So when we work on the Howard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligence, we added one theory, that is the technological intelligence also.
Okay, that's very interesting. So how are we addressing in the school, what are we doing to prepare for the needs of coming generations?
Yeah. So one is that we are technological enabled school. Technology enabled.
Totally.
We have the robotics. Probably we will be again the only school to develop the design lab for our kids, where they can design different products within the school. Design.
Lovely.
So a lot of universities, they offer the designing course, but then that is limited to the engineering students.
Yes.
So we want to break that our humanities students can also enter into
Design.
the design part. So we are coming up with the designing lab. Second thing is that the current age is an age of artificial intelligence.
Totally.
So maybe another 6 to 8 months time, we'll be having the complete profiling of our students based on artificial intelligence. So when I say profiling, not only in terms of academics, but also in terms of his behavior. So maybe, in the coming years, I think Choithram International is going to prepare the technological Janampatri of each and every child.
This is so interesting, but this is also so needed.
Yeah, it's so needed. So the curriculum we are working on, that will be AI-enabled curriculum. So in our repository, the teacher's lecture will be available 24/7. So if the student misses a class, can go to our Google
So
class.
like how the teenagers of today say that our circadian rhythm starts only in the evening.
Yes,
We'll be like, okay, you take the lesson in the evening.
Yeah. So we have, the closed groups on Facebook and on Instagram, social media and all. So, using social media for learning is a big thing.
It's the thing of today,
the
no?
thing
But the
of
children
today,
cannot do it any other way.
So we at Choithram International, we feel that let's not restrict them using technology. Rather you should train them to use it for learning anything. Learning anything. So we'll be going for MOOCs and all these things in coming.
So I just overheard a conversation about an AI lab also in the school.
Yes. So
what is that, sir?
Yeah. So we have an AI lab. It's a combination of robotics and artificial intelligence.
Oh, lovely.
So our students, they are learning how to make drones, how to program those drones for specific purpose, and also using artificial intelligence in very different parts of the work, different parts of life, which we are doing every day.
Totally.
So maybe there are 2 students who are working on firefighting robots.
Oh, wow.
So in case of fire, many a times we find it very difficult, as human, though we are all using all the equipments, but then to enter into
into
the
the fire.
smoky
And
area.
it is
But robot can
a
do.
very noble cause
Yeah,
because firemen might lose their life
not
or
lose
get
their
injured.
lives, but robot can go easily,
Yes.
and rescue people. So
Lovely.
that's a very innovative idea with the students they
Very
have.
innovative. And I
But
think the school is very technologically advanced. It is
yes,
always looking decades ahead
one of our
compared to
students,
other educational institutions.
he worked on a very wonderful device. So that was the alcohol meter.
Okay.
So, like you have a insulin pump, which measures the blood sugar level,
Yes.
and then pump in the insulin. So that device worked that if you have, the alcohol present in your blood more than the permissible
Quantities.
limit, then the ignition of the vehicle will not be on.
Oh,
So there is a
really?
sensor attached to the ignition. So, it's a prototype being developed. So see, how many accidents we are going
I
to.
know so much. The cops are going to bless him because
Yes.
poor chaps standing in rain and cold nights are just trying to see if
Yes.
you are drinking and driving.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, such kind of things, with the help of artificial intelligence, will create a different kind of netizens, I'll say, that digital, the beta generation.
The
Which we are
beta
talking.
generation. And also, sir, they're developing a social awareness by the talk of the things that your students are doing. I feel that they are very socially aware. They are very grounded and rooted to the culture and they understand their responsibilities as a citizen, which is remarkable.
Yeah, I mean, this is where the objective of the school comes in.
Yes.
You have to make students more balanced, more resilient, and more responsible.
Socially aware
Socially
and
aware.
responsible.
Yes, yeah. So you won't find in the school any. I mean, we haven't come across any such case where the bullying or the racial remarks or
Lovely.
such kind of remarks coming from these students,
Which is a challenge.
which is a challenge. Yeah.
Other
But they are
places, which is a challenge.
they are groomed that way by the teachers, and of course, when I appreciate the role of parents also in groups, they have been supporting throughout in all our initiatives.
I was going through the campus and a quote came to my mind which says that not all classrooms have four walls. And similarly, it looks like this school doesn't have books.
Yes. So let's see what is the concept of this school. So the concept of this school, if you go and see, so school means philosophy. You know, so every school is a philosophy.
Yes.
We have converted the concept of the school to school buildings.
Yes.
So our philosophy is that provide students the wings and let them learn the way they want to learn. So don't restrict them into the classroom activities. Number one. Number two is that when we talk about books, so books usually are simply the tools. So there is no difference between chalk, duster, and the book. So what we do is that based on the IB curriculum, we design our own resources.
Okay.
So teachers, they put in a lot of efforts in designing those resources. And those resources are shared with students. So it is the self-designed thing. So when we were talking about the personalized learning, we take care that how students, they learn. So we have a learning curve of these students. So every year we keep modifying our content.
Okay, lovely.
And it is personalized for our students.
And
so
it's commendable.
I really appreciate on record. I put my appreciation to all the teachers for the hard work
This is
which they
commendable
do.
because
I really appreciate that.
one thing to teach from a book, but it's totally another level to develop a resource for every year for a student.
Yes. And then you have to see, so our annual curriculum plan actually talks about what are the problems which the students they face. So what teachers they do is that they identify those problems, they create a plan. That plan is handed over to the next class teachers. So if I'm passing from MYP1 to MYP2, so MYP2 teacher has a pedagogical plan. So when MYP2 teacher plan, something in hand, how to plan we have. So it becomes more personalized.
Very personalized.
Very personalized.
Coming back to the first point where we started, that it is very, very individual based, very personalized.
Exactly.
IB curriculum focuses on both the left brain and the right brain development of children. Could you shed some light on the benefits of these?
So let's see it this way is that there is one which is called a creative brain and one which is called a logical brain.
Yes.
Now, in life, you need to have a balance between the logic and your creativity, the emotional part of that. So when we talk about the logical brain, so logical brain we define as the completely academic brain. So it says that 2 plus 2 equals to 4. It is fact that there is a logic. But at the same time, the creative brain also says that 5 minus 3 equals to 2.
Yes.
So it focuses on what answer you want to get and then, design the process according to that. At the same time, whatever you are learning in the classroom is used out in the real life.
In the real world.
Classroom is a closed environment. Everything is very clear, very specific. When I'm using this knowledge outside, it's an uncontrolled environment. So unless and until I have this combination of the creative mind and the logical mind, I may not be able to succeed in life. So the activities and the competencies which I was talking about, the knowledge, interpersonal and interpersonal competencies, actually caters this difference. At the same time, we talk about the performing arts, the development of aesthetic sense, the visual arts. Yes. All these things help the students. There is a concept called the STEM education.
Yes.
So we talk about, science, technology, English, engineering, mathematics. We have added, it's called the STEAM. We have added R also into it. So then this concept has become a stream concept, where the component of the research is also included in it. So the projects which the students they are making, they do a lot of research. Even our MYP students are doing a lot of research when they are making the personal projects.
Okay,
so all research-based personal projects. So creating those projects and then using those projects for the utilization in the services and all, that's make them a balanced individual in that. So we do a lot of such kind of efforts where we cater to this right brain, left brain theory.
Which is, I think, brilliant, because otherwise there is no point of education that is no use in the world outside.
Exactly.
No point coming first in class and not succeeding in life.
Yes. So we often, say that there are certain things which are logically correct but ethically not correct.
Yes.
Or the other way around, the ethically correct but logically not
cannot
happen. So we train our students, to make a balance between the two.
So to learn, unlearn and relearn is modern education. So basically they're talking about lifelong learning. So how do we inspire our students to develop that mindset?
So, the phrase which you just said, it's very apt. And this has been apt in almost all the generations, if I talk about. We need to understand, number one is that what does it mean to unlearn and then to relearn?
Yes.
So, unlearning doesn't mean that you forget whatever you have learned, which at times, people consider this. And relearn means that learn it again.
The same thing.
Yeah. So, it is better that how to use the knowledge in different generations.
Yes.
So, if I talk from the teacher's perspective, so teacher should be able to understand that what I was teaching 5 years back and what I am teaching today and what I'll be teaching 5 years after, the theory is not going to change. Mm-hmm. But definitely the use of those theories is going to
very
change.
Fast changing.
Very fast changing. So let's consider the learning and unlearning in terms of the use of knowledge, not the dictionary meaning of unlearning and relearning. Second thing is that when we talk about education, institutionalized education, the school education or the higher education, uh, we pay a lot of focus on learning theory during those days. And then we have the hands-on experience, and we go for different methods, inquiry-based and experiential learning and all. But you see that what you have learned today, how far that learning be used when I'll grow old at the age of 50.
Totally.
So I'm not going to go back to it. So lifelong learning is somewhere, you are making student use of knowledge under different circumstances in different generation. And that is where we focus more on the concepts and the skills. So why are we teaching mathematics? So we are teaching mathematics to develop logic.
Yes.
So our teaching in the school for mathematics should be focused on teaching students how to develop logic or language. Language is not a subject, it's a mode of expression. So our language teaching focuses on developing different types of expression.
Totally.
Same is science. When we talk science, we talk about exploration, we talk about observation, we talk about analytical thinking. Or when we talk about subject like social science and all, it is connecting a man to society and to nature. So when you work on these concepts and develop these skills, then you can use the knowledge, whatever comes in, you can do it throughout your life, and which we usually do. And many a times we feel that, I don't have those skills. So it's better that, you train these students, and the child is with us for 15 years, and formative 15 years.
I think the most crucial.
Most crucial. So whatever, you print, that is the lifelong printing you have on the child's mind.
So thank you so much for slicing the whole thing down for me, because
Pleasure is mine.
it was really interesting to understand this, learn, relearn, and unlearn. So when students come from Pan-India, so in this campus, I know that your physical security is top-notch. I experienced it. But what are we doing for the emotional and cultural security of students?
Yeah. So when we say that, we are a global school, we are a world school, so the very first thing which comes to our mind is that how we are going to make students feel culturally and emotionally safe.
Yes.
So we have our own emotional competence module, the inner arsenal. But at the same time, if you see our vision statement, so the vision statement says that we want to create students who can celebrate diversity. So the one diversity which comes from the local society, and one diversity comes from different other cultures. Say, for example, a student coming from a different state.
Yes.
So students, they coming from different states, they have a different language. I mean, this is the beauty of the country like India. We are the most diverse country. So one is the language, then the food. There are so many things. So when we talk about making them culturally safe, that somewhere we address to the cultural needs. And this happens especially in our boarding house.
Yes.
Because most of the students coming from outside, they stay in our boarding house. So our boarding house is a place where, they feel culturally safe. So you'll find in our calendar, and it's not only India, but I'm talking about the other countries also. There are celebration of national days, celebration of different festivals, the Indian festival as well as the festivals from different countries. There is an international dimension. So we have our policy on global citizenship. So it's a global citizenship policy. We work on that. We have got a lot of exchange programs just in order to raise cultural awareness. So these students, they visit different parts of the world with the student exchange program, the teacher exchange programs. Other than that, we have got a lot of online collaborative projects with different schools throughout the world, where we take up the cultural issues. So we did a very wonderful project, and that project was the school in Ukraine. Now,
Okay.
when Ukraine is under
Oh,
war
under a
and,
war, a very tough
a
situation.
country, yes. So there, we took our topic was happiness.
Oh, lovely.
So our kids, they made video and shared with the school in Ukraine about happiness and solidarity. So one was
Okay.
happiness, second thing was solidarity.
Solidarity.
And if you see the response coming from the Ukrainian kids and Ukrainian teachers, and they say that our parents and the kids, they were crying seeing that
Oh
video
my God.
because nobody thought of having such kind of solidarity with the small kids. So they have got a lot of sympathy for us, but this is what is empathical for
Understanding of their emotions.
their emotions. So this is one way of doing this. The students coming from the northeast areas or the
Yes.
down south areas, then again, the culture is totally
Different.
different. But again, they have something of their state and their culture in the school during various activities or the celebrations and all. So they feel at home.
Yes.
We celebrated last year. I know we celebrated Bihu.
Okay.
Though we don't have any student from Assam, but that Bihu was celebrated and everybody enjoyed that.
It's exposure to the local student and its inclusiveness to the student who comes outside. And also it's enjoying the incredible fabric that we have
Oh,
in India,
yes,
the
yes,
traditions and
yes.
cultures and
That's the beauty of our country, actually. And every school, school like us, is a small society in itself with very diversified culture.
so I just saw a beautiful and world-class top sports complex here.
Oh.
So, sir, what is the vision looking forward with that?
So we do not want to limit ourselves as a school who is dealing with technology and or the academic values, but it's quite often said that a sound mind in a sound body.
Yes.
So the physical fitness is given equal importance with us. So we have academies. So we have a football academy. We have the badminton academy, the squash academy, swimming academy, tennis academy, cricket academy. We have, and this was.
Is there a sport that is left?
No, there are many, and we'll be surely developing the other sports also. I mean, that's for sure. But then we want to promote, and you'll be happy to know that apart from the merit scholarship, we have got sports scholarships also.
Oh, lovely.
So our students, they have represented India at the international level, at the national level, and then we provide the sports scholarship for the national level or international level students. That comes out to the waiver of tuition fees depending upon their participation. So we want to promote students. Now, another thing, if you see from the point of view, is that it also acts as a daily detoxification period from technology and the classroom academy.
And it's needed also. Physical
And it's
activity is very needed.
It's needed also. So we are working on a goal, and we are very sure that in coming 2 to 3 years, we are going to have at least one national player in all these sports we
Oh, lovely.
are doing. So we have a sports academy, and then we welcome students, those who are interested in
So
sports.
especially those who come from other states where it is not, where they don't get these kind of facilities, like say in a Jammu where it's war torn and it's still rebuilding itself. So this is a safe, secure, happy environment for learning as well as pursuing their passions of
Very
sports.
true. So I was in Guwahati last month, and when interacting with parents and all, there are a lot many parents who asked for sports.
Yes.
I remember that there was a parent, whose son was a football player, the state level football player. I think he was from Manipur.
Okay.
And they wanted that, the child should go ahead and all. And then I simply ask them that we have coaches from Manipur who are coaches of the Indian team, who had been
Oh, lovely.
coaches of the Indian team or the different football clubs in the soccer league and all. So we have this, like swimming, we have that academy works. So I think in next 2 to 3 years, we'll be having national players from Choithram.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
One of our student recently was selected, a girl student, and she was selected in the MP state under 19 cricket team.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Just a week back,
That's
she was
incredible.
selected.
So many more to come.
Oh yes, many more to come. We are looking for. We are really want to promote
Yes.
sports along with the academics.
Academics. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for giving us a glimpse into this incredible work that the school is doing. It has been an absolute pleasure understanding how Choithram Group is shaping the future of learning. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Noah. It was nice talking.